Hi there, Rick here. I want to talk about a YouTube video that I just saw. It's just talking about these netizens from China. Um, they're EV vehicles, okay? Um, only lasting like 4 to 5 years. A lot of things have gone haywire with them, okay? Um, I'm not surprised, okay? Because you have to remember, the technology, okay, is um is kind of like still in the experimental phase, okay? Because when you have something so sophisticated, okay, um, just for the mechanic, okay, to fix something, okay, it's gonna cost you a fortune, okay? And if you get into an accident, any damage to the battery, okay, um, it's almost like, a total write-off for the car, okay? Because the battery, I believe it's uh it counts for something like 30, well, it counts for something like 30 to 40% of the value of the vehicle, okay? And I'm not 100% sure, but I think if there's any sort of damage to the battery, you have to replace the entire thing, okay? And there was a guy who backed into a wall, okay, some damage to, the side of his vehicle. Cost something like 200,000 yuan to get it fixed. The vehicle um, costed what? 280,000 yuan. So the netizen was just, describing how, it costs so much to repair a small damage to the side of the vehicle. Um, like I say, I'm not surprised, okay? Just because, okay, another thing about the vehicle too, okay? The just the way the body's made, okay? Instead of replacing just the fender on the side of the vehicle, the I hear that the body, okay? I'm not sure this is for all EVs, okay? But it's he had to replace the entire body because just the way it's made, okay, the way it's molded, okay, it's molded into almost one piece. And if you get a what is it, the side a corner of the damage done to your EV vehicle, you got to replace the entire body. It's very expensive, okay? So the um the one of the netizens was describing how he learned that, okay, these EVs, okay, the companies are losing money, okay? And what is it, some of them have a warranty on the batteries, okay, for so long, okay? But you have to remember, you have to read the fine print because they don't always honor their warranties, right? It just sounds good when you go in to buy a new EV, they tell you all the good things about it, but you have to remember, I've worked as a technician too, okay, as a window technician. And I find that, okay, for the vinyl windows, um, the roto windows, okay, you have a lot more moving parts, more chances for things to go wrong with it, I've seen, okay? Not all the time, but, I've just seen the more sophisticated the window is, okay, or patio door, the more things go wrong with it over the years, okay? Because you just have more moving parts, and you have to remember moving parts wear down over the years, okay? And yeah, they break down. Sometimes you have to fix them, okay? Sometimes too, the parts are faulty coming from the warehouse too, okay? Not very often, but sometimes that happens too, right? And then the technician has to go out on the road and fix, replace that faulty part, right? I've replaced faulty parts on patio doors and windows before, okay? um so I remember when I was replacing a roto crank for a window, okay? and the customer was complaining that the window wouldn't open, okay? And then I looked inside and I saw all these wheels and small little mechanisms, okay? I could see one of the wheels slipping on one of the other wheels, okay? That's why the window was not opening. It was almost like the wheel came off the track of the other wheel. Uh that's why the window, the roto window wouldn't open. Anyways, to fix the problem, I just changed out the entire roto crank. I put in a new one, and then it was fine after that. But see, these roto cranks too, okay, the sash of the window, okay, the window opening, okay, it cannot be too big. The reason why I say that is because, you know, these roto cranks, yeah, they're rated for a certain weight for the sash of the window that's opening, okay? But then the salesman, he doesn't really know the technical stuff about the windows. He designed a window with a really big sash, and I could, when I was opening the window, okay, I could literally hear the grinding, okay, in the gears just to get the window open, okay? So it's the sash of the window was just overweight, and it was hard for the roto crank to you know, open this big window, right? So it's just a poor what is it? A poor design on the part of the salesman. But you have to remember, they're just salesmen, right? They're not technicians, right? And you know, they don't fix these windows and patio doors when something goes wrong with them. So you know, I fix them, so I know this sort of stuff, right? Okay, back to the EVs again. Okay, um, this is a very good video. It's called Chinese EVs Shock and Truth. Lifespan only 4 or 5 years. Intentional. Okay, notice how they put that word intentional after years. Okay, and they put you know, exclamation mark after 4 or 5 years. Okay, so you know, these netizens, okay, they're just not happy you know, with their EVs, okay, because there's a lot of them were saying too, okay, you know, I pay, what is it, 20% more for my insurance. You know what you're going to save in fuel costs, okay, the money's going towards the extra cost in insurance. So are you really saving money? Okay. And you have to remember, what is it? You know, some of the netizens were complaining about poor charging stations. Okay. So I guess, you know, the poor charging stations, their vehicle wasn't getting charged, you know, to full capacity, I guess. Right. And, you have to remember too, you know, over a 4 or 5 year period, okay, the battery is just not holding a good enough, a you know, a good enough charge as when it was brand new, okay. So the battery has really deteriorated over a 4 or 5 year period. I think the technology is just, it's just not there yet, okay. Um, Sure, it sounds really good. Okay, you know, get an EV. Um, you know, you save on all this money. Okay, you'll probably get, what is it, more for your money if you bought a scooter. Get more for your mileage too, right? Um, you know, if you're gonna spend 100,000 or, you know, 280,000 yuan for you know, a EV, right? It should last you, you know, at least, you know, 15 years or even 20 years, right? I have a 2003 Toyota Tacoma truck. You know, I have over what is it? Um, yeah, I have over 300,000 kilometers on it. And yeah, you know, I didn't need that many repairs on it, okay, over the years, okay. It wasn't super expensive to do the repairs too. Just because, you know, I got something very basic, okay? And, you know, was it? The engine design, okay, it's been around for a while, so it's not like it's you know, kind of like a experimental new type of engine. And we're not really sure, of its actual performance over the years, right? Just because um, the engine has been tested, okay, through the years, through the decades, right? But these EV vehicles, no, they haven't been tested, over the years and over decades too, right? And these netizens, okay, they're just telling the other netizens, the general public out there, of all the problems that they're having too, right? This YouTube video, it's only like 6 hours. It only was it been on the net for 6 hours. It's already got like 27,978 views, so almost 28,000 views, okay, which is quite amazing. It's by the Chinese Observer, okay, that's the channel. I like watching that YouTube video channel, so sometimes along with China Insights, because China has, what is it, the second strongest economy in the world. A lot of things happen there, okay? And there's a lot of consumers there too, right? um they're always what is it, kind of like announcing how great their country is. We have this, we have that. Our city, our country is very modern. um and it's nice that they was it kind of like move forward in technology, okay, when a lot of other countries was it they're just struggling to keep up with even sometimes China's technology, right? Because they do make a lot of EVs for even other countries around the world, okay. um so I still think it's the gasoline vehicle is still better, okay? Because another problem with these EVs, okay, in hot weather, okay, or even cold weather, okay, it's affecting the battery, okay. Um, I heard that these chips too, okay, it's harder to get the chips to work properly in hotter or even colder climates, okay. Just because because um the temperature fluctuates sometimes, right? And the way these I guess the computer chips are made, okay, it just cannot adapt to these temperature changes, okay. And I've even seen it, okay, in my iPhone, right? Sometimes, okay, I'm driving, right? And what is it, it's just really hot during the summertime. It's getting so hot. And what is it, my phone is hooked up to a kind of like attachment by my fan, okay. But it just gets so hot that the phone has to shut down because it's heating up, okay. I even remember was it, I put my phone down on a hot summer day, okay, and it was in the sunlight, and same thing happened. The phone had to shut down just because it overheated just from the sun hitting it. um but yeah, these batteries, these um they cannot take I wouldn't say extreme heat, but just heat in general, okay, like on a hot day, okay. Between 20 to 30 degrees, okay. It just struggles to work properly, right? You have to keep it out of direct sunlight, okay. um i find it I find it that way with the batteries, like the now I'm talking about the cordless batteries, okay? The lithium ion batteries. I hear that, yeah, you have to keep it out of direct sunlight too, because it it can mess up the battery too. So, you know, I maybe suggest, maybe watching this YouTube video. Like I say, it's called Chinese EV Shock and Truth. Lifespan only 4 or 5 years. Intentional. Okay. Um, the car companies, I heard, okay, they want you to, change your vehicle, your EV vehicle 4 or 5 years. That way, it increases consumer spending, okay? Because they don't want to also to create a vehicle that, is going to last maybe even 20 years or 30 years, right? They're not going to get repeat business from those customers, right? But you have to remember too, this has given them a lot of bad publicity because, um, people, watch these YouTube videos, right? And, maybe they're thinking about buying an EV. Then after, watching this YouTube video, they go, no way, I don't want to buy an EV vehicle. This person was comparing it to buying like a cell phone, okay? And, the price difference between a brand new vehicle and a cell phone is quite a bit, right? But, she was saying how, we didn't buy an EV, we bought a cell phone because, she felt that the EV vehicle was worth, as much as a cell phone, okay? So, I feel bad for her in a way because, you have to remember you spent quite a bit of money buying a new vehicle, and the thing was a lemon, okay? It only lasted for 4 or 5 years, and just to do the maintenance on it, it's just a fortune, okay? I tell people that too, um, because when I was buying a new vehicle, okay, I was looking at also too, how much would it cost to repair this or repair that, right? That's very important to look into too, because, if you buy um, a Mercedes, okay, I hear what you pay for one vehicle, or sorry, one tire, okay, equals the amount of um, what it would cost for four tires on a normal vehicle, okay? So, you have to do your own research. You have to look into these things, right? Because, uh, you could find yourself, in a money pit or, just having bought a lemon, okay? And, now you're stuck, right? You have a lemon vehicle and, it's just, it's turned into a money pit where, you have to pay for this, pay for that. And, it's just eating up your disposable income, just doing all the maintenance just to keep you on the road, right?